Welcome to this Arnall-Culliford Knitwear tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to count rows in your cable knitting. One of the hardest things about cables is not working the cables, but knowing which row or round you should work those cables on. So I'm going to show you a really handy technique that allows you to count the rows and keep track of your work. This swatch shows a 3/3 right-leaning cable, which is worked every 6 rows. Although this is a flat swatch, it could equally be a swatch worked in the round. And one of the hardest things about cabling is knowing which row or round to work your cables on. And this is a handy way of counting and working out whether it's the right row. So if you find the last cable cross and use your hands from behind the work to poke around at that left-hand edge of the work, and you'll see that there is a bit of a hole where the cross occurs. I can stick my finger right through it there. So this hole where the cross occurs, that thread just above it is the thread that worked across on the cable cross row. So that's the cable cross row. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if the cross was row 1, we've then worked 5 plain rows on top, which means that this row would be ready to work the next cable row. Obviously, if you're working backwards and forwards, only half of the rows are right side rows, so it's actually a bit easier to keep track of whether you should be cabling or not, because 4 rows and 6 rows look quite different. Whereas if you're in the round, then all of the rows are worked from the right side, and it's much harder to tell the difference between 5 rows and 6 rows. So you count it in the same way. Just pop your finger into the left, you'll find the hole. Here's the one further down here. There's that hole. And then you count the strands of yarn above it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that was the cable row there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd be ready to work a cable on the next row. I hope you're now feeling really confident about keeping track of your rows in your cable knitting. If you'd like to find out more about our tutorials or any of our books, visit our website www.acknitwear.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching.